Welcome, everybody, to the half. This is episode 13. It's March 25th. Episode 13 of To the Half. I'm your host, Matthew Long. I appreciate all of you tuning in. If you're over on YouTube, Hangout, Spreaker, iTunes, SoundCloud, Blog Talk, everywhere. I appreciate you guys listening. This is going to be a special edition. Well, it's not special, it's dedicated. This show is going to be dedicated to the men's basketball tournament that is going on. It's tonight. The first game will tip off at 7:09 p.m. on CBS. The second game of the night will tip off at 7:39 p.m. on TBS. Okay. So I'll get into more of the show times. I'll let you know which shows are going to be on what time tonight, as well as a little bit of news. I want to get into some of the ratings, how people are perceiving the college basketball this year. And I want to get into a little bit of the teams and my picks on who I see winning tonight and how each team can win. So I'll cut it up here with you over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. First, I just wanted to plug this awesome book here, Bad News. Mike Carey's book. Awesome book. Go out and get it. You know the book is good when you got Bob Costas doing the foreword. I wish I could get that. I'd love to get Bob Costas to do a retweet. Yeah, if I could get him to retweet, I would be enthused. That would be the topic of dinner for like a month if I could get a retweet from Bob Costas. So, and he got a forward written. That's awesome. So I'm going to get into a little bit of the tournament breakdown and stuff like that here. We'll have a couple different segments, but the show is going to kind of blend together as we go through it. So just wanted to plug the book again. Again, it's a tribute to life of Marvin Barnes, pro basketball's original renegade. The name of the book is Bad News by Mike Carey, former writer, agent up in Boston. So Danny was actually Danny Ainge's agent. So yeah, it's a really small world. A good friend of mine, Joe Kitata. Joe Kitata, he was up there. He worked in the operations side of it too. So he was really close with the Celtics. I talked to him a lot about Marvin Barnes and Mike and the Celtics and basketball in general. I love having him on. He's been on the show a few times. He's down here on 1040 The Team on with Steve Kyler on the weekends. So check it out, 1040 The Team in Tampa. I think they're an NBC affiliate. Yeah, but during the week they play syndicated stuff from everywhere. So anyways, getting into the show, I see a few people call in. Just to let people know, To the Half, you can call in and listen. Love people calling in to listen. I don't take any phone calls on this show, so I apologize if you call in to talk. Whatever you were going to say, write it down. And then go to YouTube down below here and write it in the comment section, or go over to Twitter over here at To the Half, or hit me up directly at Matt Long Sports. Tweet it at me over there, or go to Facebook at To the Half, or the CHT on Sports, or Matt Long Sports, and message me and post it over there. So lots of places to put it. Just don't take phone calls on this show. So love that you guys call in. So if you're calling in to listen, thanks. Hang out there. I very much appreciate it. The call-ins. Tuesday show, we do call-ins. I do take call-ins on Tuesday's show. The Cold Hard Truth on Sports show. That's every Tuesday from 8:30 to 11:30. Co-hosted by Kevin Crest. I do take calls on that show. So if you want to call in on Tuesday, Also, we have a boxing show. Well, normally Wednesday nights we have a new show that's going to be coming out here. It's called Take That L. It's gonna be an awesome show. Everybody's welcome to call in. We get very much caller incorporated on that show. So I look forward to getting that show going here in the next few weeks. And on Sundays is the Boxing Source from 7:30 to 9:30 with James Bell. So tune in to that show as well. You can call in. We're looking to have Zab Judah, Lamont Peterson on there before too long. We have some other guests and stuff that we're kind of working back in to get back on the show over there. So we've had some pretty big people, pretty notable people over there. So all right. So tonight I'm just going to go game by game in the order that the games are going to go in tonight's shows. I'm pretty sure most people's bracket is busted. I know there's one guy that won $100,000 that did get to a certain point in Buffett's bracket. So is that article up on the page? No. Will it be? Okay. So I'm told that we will have an article up on the CHTonsports.com tonight on that topic. So you can read a little bit more about that. It's always nice to hear people winning a lottery, especially when it's a kind of like a sports lottery almost. I feel that same way. I fill out brackets when I'm thinking, I'm like, I got this one, this one, this one. You're always so confident at first. And sometimes some of us, it's kind of like filling out a lottery ticket for those of you that are old enough to play Powerball or whatever your state's equivalent is. You're filling out the numbers. Yeah, this one, this one, this one. And you feel so confident. Filling those out. Yep. I'm buying a house. I'm paying off my bills. That credit card debt will be gone. I'm getting me a new whip. And I'm taking my mom on vacation. I'm taking grandma on vacation. Shit, the whole family, we're all going on vacation for 2 weeks. Yeah. And I say 2 weeks because I don't think I've ever taken a vacation longer than 2 weeks in my entire life. If you take a vacation longer than 2 weeks, you're basically unemployed. So I don't know how people do it. I've never been fortunate enough to have a job that would allow me to leave for 2 weeks and still have something to get back. Hopefully this job would provide that. However, it's a 24-hour news cycle. Sports has news, and I have to come talk about it. Not because I have to, because I want to. I love it. This is my passion. So, but yeah, pretty much everybody's back bracket is busted. Right now, just taking a quick look over. Xavier is an 11 seed that's in the Sweet 16. We could probably all agree that they were underseeded. Wisconsin's an 8 seed. Again, we could probably agree they were underseeded. Michigan is 7. We could probably agree they were underseeded. So everybody else is a 1 through 4 seed. South Carolina again struggled at the end of the year, 7 seed. We can see how they could be higher than a 7 seed. So we're just, and it's crazy because the 4 best teams in the SEC, let's see, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Florida. 3 of the 4 are still hanging on. So the top 2 teams in the ACC, we have where do you go? UNC, they're still there. So no, just 1. Sorry, I thought there was 2. My bad. My bad. And the ACC had the most teams in the tournament. Kind of crazy. The Big Ten representing really well. Wisconsin, they've played well. They got past Villanova, which many people think was probably the best team in the tournament. They won a close game there. Purdue, who won the Big Ten this year, they're in. Michigan, they're still in. And then we got the Big 12 that's doing pretty good. West Virginia is kind of the one that's was the least suspected to be here at this point. And then Kansas, which we all kind of was hoping or expecting to be there at this point, along with Baylor. But let me say something, Baylor. That Jonathan Motley, he is clearly a lottery pick. 6'10", has ball handling. He's putting down, averaging a double a game. He's gonna be nice at the next level. So I look for that game that we will talk about tomorrow. That's because that will be on the part 2, which will be tomorrow, of the Sweet 16. But I look for him to do some stuff, and I'll have more to gush about him tomorrow. Okay, so Baylor fans, if you want me to hear me talk positive about your best player on your team, listen in tomorrow. If you guys hate Baylor and want them to lose, I will be talking about them tomorrow. So tune in and see what I have to say. Like that. Call it tease. The first game up tonight, again, is Michigan and Oregon. Oregon's one of those really quick, long, athletic teams, kind of like Baylor in a lot of sense. But they've played pretty good this year. They're up against a Michigan team that is kind of underperformed by some people's standards. And they're coming in underdogs in this game. Now, Michigan I think they have 11 losses on the year, and it's been at times just questioning really what we'd ultimately get out of them. Some inconsistent play, some not being able to hit the shots, sometimes looking lost in games, sometimes feeling like there's not depth to really get far in a tournament, let alone being at this point in the Sweet 16. So I look for them to come in, and I think that they're a seasoned enough program to where it's going to be a very competitive game. And they very well can beat Oregon in this game. Again, experience could be the trump card here. So I look to have Michigan play a tight game, but I would take Oregon to win in that game. They just seem to be all around playing better. Their athleticism in a single elimination tournament, being able to have that win, to have that athleticism, being able to take it to the cup, get the other team tired out, and keep it up tempo, that's something that could really play in their favor. Because it would be tomorrow, Saturday. They wouldn't play till Saturday again. So in Glendale, Sunday. You have that up there? Anyways, so against Kansas. So who I would say they would probably end up playing against. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game to watch, and I can see why the ratings are up this year, frankly. There's been some really entertaining basketball games. But that's the first game up on the docket is the Michigan and Oregon game over on CBS, and kicks off at 7:09 p.m. Eastern time. That's Eastern time, kids. Eastern time. Just after that is a game that I think I'll actually be paying a little bit more attention to, because it's kind of a wild card of what's going to happen in this game. It's West Virginia and Gonzaga. Now, Gonzaga is clearly the better, more fundamental team. In every way, shape, and form, they should win this game. However, we did see Gonzaga struggle at times against South Dakota State. South Dakota State just wasn't able to score. They were able to hold Gonzaga to 66 points. But the thing that they were doing, some of the trapping, some of the, pretty exotic play calling, really looking and thinking outside the box, seemed to work and be successful against Gonzaga. Now, if they go out there, if West Virginia goes out there and they really focus on, I would say, denying Nigel Williams-Gross, denying Matthews, denying Collins, work on face guarding, trapping the guy, whoever's getting the inbounds, trapping him every single time. Slow the tempo of the game down into your favor, and make sure that you're converting high attempts. Get those 2-3 passes in to get the open look. A lot of back screens. One thing that I remember from my times playing college basketball, or even in football, when you make it tough on a team, when you make them work, really making them work, it's going to wear them down. So running through a lot of screens, a lot of back screens, that gets people right open on cuts to the basket. You usually don't have help defense. Gonzaga, they're a good team, but they have some weaknesses. So if you run them through the ringer and you get the guys that, their entire team, their top 6 guys are capable of scoring 10 points a game. They're pretty decent, except for Kronowski at the free throw line. And all of them but Kronowski shoots threes, and they're all pretty much around 37, between 37 and 45% on the season. So they can shoot. If you're face guarding and you're pushing people to run out the clock, make them spend more time, and then you're running them through screens and picks on the other end, it's gonna create frustration for them. So it's gonna push their tempo to where they're trying to take quicker shots because they're wanting to score and get into momentum. But you're just killing momentum. You want to get down there, methodically score, face guard, play defense, deny Nigel the ball. Don't let him go in there and get it. Deny the passing lanes, break up the passing lanes. So they're not allowed to do that. And be ready there on help defense. I think if they can do those fundamental things and really be a thorn in the side of Gonzaga, they can win this game. If they go out there and want to outscore them and try to play finesse and stand toe to toe, I don't see West Virginia winning this game. So those are my key points for West Virginia in this game. How I see them, how they could come out on top, or how they can come close to winning. The third game of the night at 9:39 on CBS is Purdue and Kansas. Now, again, I said I see Kansas winning this game. They have young guys that have been playing well, and they've been playing with poise. Purdue is a good team. They're a bigger team. They can take advantage of things down on the blocks, but as we've seen in recent years, some of the best defense is a better offense. If you're converting at a higher rate, it doesn't matter if they want to take it down low and they want to play high percentage down on the blocks. That's fine. Let them kick it down there, get the 2 points so they're big. You come down court, make the extra pass, get the 3. Then play some good defense, get a turnover, get your layup. Now you already are pushing the turnover margin in your favor. And then on top of that, which Kansas does a pretty good job of, and then on top of that, you're making sure you're converting your shots and you are scoring on a regular basis. Kansas can play in or out of tempo. They've had the ability so far to play with poise. It's not that they're unbeatable. They just play well. And this is where the point, I always say talent is never enough to be successful at anything, but talent, when the passion, attitude, work ethic's there, it's going to take them above and beyond. So if they play with their passion, if they're playing with sticking with that work ethic, just drumming away, Kansas is very likely to win this game. I hope it's a close game, but this has a potential, if Kansas gets on a roll, for them to run away with it. So that's not a knock on Purdue, but I think it's going to be a good basketball game. I have Kansas winning that game. The late game, the last game of the evening, is Xavier and Arizona. Again, I said Xavier's 11 seed. This is not a mistake. It's not a surprise that Xavier is in at this point. They have, like I said, I saw them as an underseeded team. We talked a couple weeks ago on the CHT on Sports radio show. A couple Tuesdays ago, myself and Kevin and my co-host Kevin Kress, we talked about this and kind of broke down some of the teams that, again, because most people don't become fans of college basketball until late February, until after Valentine's Day, basically. And then everybody crams in 2 weeks and becomes experts. So, but just to kind of make it easy on some of those people that hadn't been paying much attention all year, Xavier's one of those teams that really able to go out there and play. I think they were underseeded as an 11. They beat Maryland, who was a really good team out of the Big Ten. Has been kind of in a slump, and they took advantage of that, winning that contest by 11. Then they go and just trounce FSU, who has been just hot lately. They trounce FSU 91-16. They've had a few days rest, and then tonight at 10:09 Eastern, they face Arizona. Now, Arizona is everything that they're slotted up to be. Arizona has been among the top few teams the entire year. They played well in big games. Close game, they lost to Gonzaga earlier in the year. They were able to go in and play well, even if it was some close games. Play well against good competition, and I think that right there towards the end, they pulled off. They lost to UCLA, then went on a win streak, beating Arizona State by 13, Colorado 92-78. Then coming back, beating UCLA handily by 11, and then beating Oregon by 3. So this is a team that's already been tested against athleticism, that's been tested against guys that are lottery picks in the NBA, tested against teams and beat teams that play hard defense and fundamental basketball. So they've stood the test of time through the season, and as long as they can stick to their game plan, they get Alonzo Tier the ball, get Mark Markkanen the ball. Those guys are both putting in 30 plus minutes a night. They're their top scorers, the top rebounders. Those are the guys that we're going to be off this team. Those are two guys we're really going to see at the next level. So I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona is able to run away with this one, because they're a tremendously talented team. They're also another team where their top 6 guys are capable of putting up 10 points a game. Everybody in the starting lineup rebounds well. Their field goal shooting is all fairly decent. Everybody shoots between 46 and 55%. Most of them are able to shoot threes. However, Alkins really is probably the worst of them, and his shooting percentage is right around 38% from 3-point range out of their starters. So I look for them, just with the amount of talent and the amount of experience and skills that they have on the floor, that Arizona is going to win this game probably pretty handily, and they could end up winning by double digits. So wouldn't be surprised with that at all. So the games are all going to be great to watch. I look for the ratings probably be closer to 2s. There's not a ton. Again, the World Baseball Classic's over last night. The U.S. won 8-0 over Puerto Rico. Wonderful game, by the way. You just had that sense that maybe Puerto Rico was going to come back, and all the way up to the end of the game. So it was really fun, to watch, and I enjoyed watching that game. But this past weekend, the Iowa State game, actually, it was Iowa State and where'd it go? Iowa State and Purdue actually had the best ratings of the weekend, with a 1.1, about 3.37 million viewers watching that just that one basketball game. So I look forward to increase this weekend. Again, Sweet 16, more on the line, better teams. You got more people out of the mix. You've whittled it down. So after this weekend, we're gonna be down to even less teams. So I look forward to seeing the games tonight. I look for probably getting closer to 2s on the ratings. Not up against much. Some end of regular season hockey, some preseason baseball, some NBA games where evidently the stars don't play anymore. I don't know. That seems to be the trend. Maybe that'll be a topic on tomorrow's show. Or you can hear what we had to say on Tuesday. Just head over to thechtonsports.com, click on the listen link, and it'll be up there. As most of them are, or look for the shows on Spreaker, iTunes, SoundCloud, and everywhere, YouTube, everywhere that you want to listen, we try to be there. If you have any suggestions where you'd like to hear us, drop us an inbox. Let us know. Be sure, if you're over on YouTube, or if you're not, go to YouTube. Go to the CHT on Sports, or go to Matt Long Sports over on YouTube. And right above the microphone, you're going to see a circle. That's the subscribe button. Go ahead and click on that. Subscribe. You'll get the updates for the new shows that we put out. And then over to the side here, you'll see a couple videos. One's the most watched. The other one is the most recent. Go ahead and click on those. Listen to other stuff we have going on here. You can flip through our channel list, see what else we got going here on our channel list, playlist, and stuff like that. Over on mine at Matt Long Sports, we have some old shows. I have still this. The one video people seem to like the most is one a few years old of Jameis Winston and Kevin Hart. It's hilarious. Have you ever seen Kevin Hart tackled? And then Jameis Winston mocked. So a celebrity comedian tackled and a college athlete that seemed to keep getting in trouble mocked by a comedian that is half of his size, literally half his size. So, but that's all for me today on To the Half. Be sure to follow us. Head over to the website to see a new content and articles over to thechtonsports.com. That's all for today. I'm out.